What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Cryptowise. My name is Marvin.
And my name is Milton. And we are a couple of wise guys talking crypto.
Talking crypto. That is right, we're talking crypto. We've got a jam-packed episode for you today, ladies and gentlemen. So much is going on. Everybody is trying to figure out what the hell is going to happen next. Same old story. The last week has been absolutely crazy. Stay tuned. You're going to want to watch this. Milton, how you doing, my friend?
Happy to be alive, Marv. Happy to be alive. Wow, what a week last week was. I'm glad it's a new week, too. You know, I'm feeling refreshed. I'm feeling reinvigorated. And I'm feeling stronger for having survived last week. How you doing, my friend?
Woo! Still alive, buddy. Still alive. I'm feeling pretty good, actually. Things are heating up. We've got some bullish buy signals happening as we speak. And so we're going to talk about that. Lots going on in the news. If you haven't already, please do us a huge favor and smash that like button, Cryptowise. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. We need those likes, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a lot of you already here. Thank you so much for joining us. The singing bull guy, Anthony, what is up? What is up? German Rodrigo. Fanakasi. Anyways, guys, what is going on? Lots of you here. Thank you so much. True. Hello, my friend. Smash the like button. We need those likes, and we're going to dive right in. If you don't, please do us a huge favor and follow us on Twitter at Cryptowise Guys. It is at Cryptowise Guys. That's our official Twitter. If you're a tweeter, if you're a twop, you're going to want to be there. Also on Telegram, guys, at Cryptowise Official. My apologies. You can see it in the bottom right of your screen, Cryptowise Official. You're going to want to join us there as well. 24/7 crypto chat. Milton and myself are frequents in that group, and we've got a lot of amazing people. And if you've got your big boy pants on, if you are full-time crypto, you got to be on there. 100%. You're going to want to be there. And, of course, our website at cryptowise.com. Diving right in, my friends, we are at just over 38,000 on Bitcoin, BTC, 38,176. If you guys have been watching today, you've seen that we had struggles getting up over 38. It was rejected a couple of times. We are now over 38, and our next move up is 39. So we need to see what's going to happen over the next hour, minutes, weeks to come. Ethereum is making moves at $2,686. It is down. Both are down on the day, on the 24, by 1%, 21 on the 7-day. BNB is trying to make strides upwards. It is currently at $340, although, that's about right. BNB is also trying to make moves upward. Cardano at $1.59. We've got XRP still under $1 at 95 cents. Our beloved Polkadot at $22. And the whole market, I mean, we're seeing red today, guys. We're still seeing red. Yesterday, Milt, we had a bunch of green happening. We got some bullish recovery, and then we had some sell-off in the evening. And today's been pretty red, although quite a bit of things have been happening today. Matic is one of the big players that's been making some big moves. It's at $1.90 as we speak. It's up close to 4% on the day and making a solid recovery since the dreadful dip we had over the last week. Melty, what's going on for you, my friend?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think same as everyone else. Looking at my bags, they're a lot smaller than they were a couple of weeks ago, but also kind of weighing the pros and cons, weighing what direction, trying to figure out what direction are we going next? What are my next moves? Same as everyone else, because right now I'm feeling okay about the crash that happened. Okay. I would have rather it not happened. Obviously, I would have rather it gone up and up and up. Some of my alts have been destroyed in this. So I definitely consider myself a casualty. I'm out there on the front lines with everyone else. But at the same time, as I've been kind of digesting the data, looking at the charts, trying to zoom out to the kind of macro, looking at the monthly charts, which I don't look the monthly too much until something like this happens. And then I look at the monthly and I get some perspective and I realize, yeah, we were definitely overheated there. I feel like a lot of different elements came in, converged to have this pretty massive drop off, one for the ages for sure. But where we are now, if that's If we stabilize in this area and then end up going up, even if it ends up being a bit of a slow recovery, I'm okay with that. The scary thing is where we are now after that big drop. You gotta be careful here, because if you've been in crypto for a long time, there can always be that kind of double drop. And that's trying to guard against that while being ready, kind of getting in on some of these great prices on some of these great projects that I've been looking at for a long time. And, looking at the prices being like, ooh, there's some prices here that look really good. Definitely a time where I'm looking at the blue chip bigger. The discounts on these blue chippers is kind of where I'm at.
There's a lot of discounts. I mean, obviously, lots of excitement in terms of buy opportunities and what to buy. I mean, that's always the big question: is what move do we make in this bearish trend of the last week that we've had and these massive dips? What's the next move to make? I'm just looking at the Ether charts right now. Ether has made some strong recoveries, and it's been quite bullish on the day. It's currently at 26.75. Now, interestingly enough, in the news, Milton, I'm looking at CoinDesk. Ether trading volume up, closing in on Bitcoin. Crypto market struggles. There's a lot of narrative, a lot of talk about Ether overtaking BTC in this bull cycle. A lot of you would say, well, we're no longer in the bull. I would actually say otherwise. I would say that this was a large correction, bigger than most, but I would still say we're definitely in the bull. I mean, when I look at this, we need some indicators to reassure us, to build some confidence in the market. We'd like to see Bitcoin go over 43 and stay there for a little while to really build some more confidence back. But Ether's been making some strides. I mean, when we look at this, Milton, looking at CoinMarketCap, I've been reading a lot of different newspapers around the world, a lot of which are, very negative on cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and just generally around crypto in general. But, I look at these and I kind of laugh. We've got Bitcoin at $38,000. We've got Ether at $26,000, just under $27,000. And Binance Coin, these Cardano to $1.59, rewind, 12 months ago. And 12 months ago, and we're way up on a lot of these. So I know the altcoins took the biggest brunt of this beating, because it was surely a beating. There's no way around that. But fast rewind it 12 months ago, Milt, and where was Bitcoin then?
Yeah, and that's why in these times, I like to go into the kind of zoom out to the greater perspective. You go to those kind of larger time frames. If you go to if you have the ETH chart there, I mean, go look at the monthly ETH chart, and it doesn't, and then you don't feel so bad. It's when we zoom in, it's when we're kind of fixated on these prices day to day. And I obviously feel bad for the people who have only gotten to crypto the last few weeks. But if you've been in this market from the beginning of this bull run, whether or not you want to kind of measure that from the crash that happened last March in 2020, or kind of beginning of the summer when DeFi boom started to happen, we're still way up. And, I have some charts here that I like to look at from just some kind of basic data charts that I look at
I'll bring
Dune Analytics.
Yeah, I'll bring your charts up. I've got it open here on my trading view. I just wanted to take a look. When I'm looking here, in mid-December, of last year, ETH was at $600. So anyways, right. I'll bring you up here. Hold on a second. There you go.
Well, this is just Dune Analytics. This is a great kind of analytics kind of data site here for crypto. If anyone doesn't know it, just duneanalytics.com. Anyone can create a data dashboard on any sorts of things. There's lots of great stuff on here. Anyway, this was one that I thought was kind of just a good perspective one, which is, this is the DeFi. Okay, so this is unique addresses in DeFi. Just look at this chart. Look at these charts. Okay, this is active users in DeFi, July 2019 to nothing, basically to July. This is where the DeFi kind of boom happened last summer. And look where it is on the chart compared to where we are now. Okay, we've come such a long way. And every chart is like this. So you got Uniswap here, you got Compound, you've got 1inch. Okay, these are all new phenomenons. You get used to them. You kind of feel like, oh, maybe they've been in the market for a really long time, or they've always existed or something. But we've really gone from 0 to 60 here over the last few months. And so a pullback of 50%, although it hurts in the moment, when you take the perspective, you zoom out, look, the users aren't going down for the DeFi. The liquidity is going down. The users aren't going down. And most of these users have come in the last few months to a year. We've gone parabolic, 4 or 5 hundreds times of users for DeFi. These are the kind of numbers that I like to look at. Give me the perspective of we're still really early, and this is such a new environment in crypto to be talking about all these things that you can actually use on a day-to-day basis, and that thousands, if not millions of people are already using these things on a daily basis. That's not changing. So yes, the price volatility is there in the way that it was for all the other cycles, but what is also here, dApps that people are using on a day-to-day basis, locked liquidity, billions of dollars of locked liquidity, billions of dollars of trading. That's where, you kind of just got to remember that, even though it hurts when your favorite bags, go down 40, 50 or more percent.
And it does hurt. It really does hurt. I took a big hit last week all across. I mean, we all took a big hit, but I got liquidated on my big long, as most of the channel already knows, and that was painful. And there's a lot of pain. But to your point here, Milton, I mean, I'm seeing this as well. I'm seeing number of Bitcoin holders shoots to record high as of today, data shows. So there's a lot of people around the world buying this dip and buying Bitcoin at this price. It's not going away.
No, and we should talk about, because you and I, we've been having conversations, and later in this episode, we'll talk about what we think might have gone on, talk about the crypto market in general, how we deal with certain aspects of it that we know are going on. But I think let's go back. Let's talk about the news, go back to more of a fundamental aspect here. There's a lot of good news the last few days for Bitcoin, in my opinion, and for crypto.
A lot.
One of them, of course, was the reversal of Elon Musk and this idea that him and Michael Saylor have been talking, and they've been talking to a lot of the miners, and they have created, or they're going to create, something called this mining council, which will kind of take care of some of the issues around the energy FUD that was going on for Bitcoin. Now, whether or not you believe Bitcoin it uses too much energy or has too much bad energy in it, the narrative around that is hurting Bitcoin. I think we can agree on that. So for me, I know there was a lot to take in about this, because I do share people's concerns around, people creating these councils around Bitcoin. Do they get too much power? Giving too much power to these guys like Elon Musk or Michael Saylor, even around deciding things that could affect the price of Bitcoin. I'm also a little bit worried about this idea that there might be two kind of tiers of Bitcoin. One that is like green, that is mined in a green way, and that's worth more, and that's the only one institutions want to hold, versus the dirty Bitcoin that's mined in China and people don't want to hold that one. That narrative is interesting, and I get the people's point. But overall, I think this is a hugely positive thing coming after what Elon did to start off that kind of avalanche of FUD last week or the week before. The fact that they've sat down, they're saying they're going to deal with this problem, they're going to create solutions for it, and we saw the price action short term just really responded really positively to it. And I think it's an overall positive thing that they're doing this. What do you think, Marv?
Yeah, I think I do. Overall, I do think it's positive. Of course, I think I saw Musk. He's been tweeting the last 24 hours. He actually had a tweet about this meeting yesterday, but for some reason he's got it up there. I thought people were saying he had deleted it. I'm just taking a look. It is still up there. Spoke with North America Bitcoin miners. They committed to publish current and planned renewable usage to ask miners worldwide to do so, potentially promising, he says. But then he goes on today to talking about Dogecoin, of course. And he's also posted, if you'd like to help develop Doge, please submit ideas here. It's almost like Elon now owns Doge. I know how much influence he has on it, but he's talking as
really
if he's the lead dev.
Yeah, he's really taking over Doge for sure. I mean, he does kind of own it. He's the face of it in a way, and if it goes anywhere, it's only going to be because of Elon.
I feel like he kind of has a moral responsibility at this point now that this major correction took place to help all of those that are deep in Doge. You know what I mean? To bring Doge back up to where it belongs or where he wants it to be, and the rest of them help bring the rest of the market with this bullish news on Bitcoin that you were just showing there, and help rebuild it a bit, because as of right now, market confidence is super low, fear is super high, and there's some rebuilding to take place here.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think I just don't know if he's going to stick with Doge. Like, there's just so many better options out there that I'm staying away. I don't care how many tweets he does about it or how involved he says he's getting. There's other better options. He's going to realize that soon enough, I think. Maybe he can prop up Doge for a little while, but long term, I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Anyway, more great news about Bitcoin. Although, of course, all this news always has to come out with like the two sides of it. But Ray Dalio, another huge investor, he's been, he's done the 180 like most of these guys have, and he finally came out. Consensus is going on. Consensus, a big, conference about Bitcoin and all things blockchains going on. He did an interview for Consensus, and this came out that he did reveal that he does own Bitcoin.
I saw that.
So,
that is good.
Big news. And he's scared of regulation. That's what he's saying. He's saying the biggest thing against Bitcoin could be the success of Bitcoin. Now, I hate these articles because really this could be like a great news article, but they have to mix in some FUD at the same time. But anyway, overall, great news. Anytime any of these big investors come in, it just legitimizes Bitcoin more. It makes grandma and grandpa, feel like they can hold it in their 401k, all that kind of stuff. Bullish. Again, the crazy thing about this cycle is on a fundamental level, we get more bullish news about Bitcoin and blockchain on this cycle than we ever got the whole 2017 cycle.
Yeah, by a long shot.
And so we got to remember that, in these times where we're feeling a bit of fear around what's going to happen in the market.
We do have to remember, we have to look back. We've got a lot of people in here. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. If you haven't already, please do us a huge favor. Smash the like button. The likes are weak right now. If you could do us a huge favor, smash the like button. We want to get the YouTube algorithms going. We want Cryptowise to be up there with the other big boys where we believe we belong. Benjamin, what is going on? Patrick, Terry, we do have a super chat from Terry. Thank you very much, Terry, for the donation to the channel. That's awesome. Appreciate it. Now, Terry is saying, keep up the great work. World Mobile Token partnered with IOHK to give internet to Africa. Can I DM someone additional information? Yes, you can absolutely DM one of us. Thank you very much, Terry, for the donation. The donation. For those of you that don't know, Super Chats are live, and we'd welcome any questions that anyone might have.
Yeah, thank you, Terry, and definitely, DM. You can DM us on Twitter. That goes for anyone. Anyone can DM us,
or add us to Telegram. I mean, join our Telegram group and shoot us a DM there as well.
Yeah, Telegram. Yeah, Telegram's actually probably better if you can definitely get a hold of us there. We're always involved in our Telegram channel, Cryptowise Official. I think my screen might be frozen here, Marv. So I don't know. I think we're gonna have to go with your screen.
What's
for now.
What's with you and frozen screens? I mean, we're in 2021. Okay, what's with you and frozen screens? I want to take a look. I've also got there's some more news here, Milt. Some more bullish news. Mark Cuban, who most of you know, a billionaire entrepreneur from the United States, is invested in crypto. Most of you know that, but he also made a play in. Well, people are saying he made a play because we watch his wallets into Polygon, layer 2 solution. And so for those of you that have been watching, things have been actually doing really well. If you can see this chart here, look at the recovery that it's already started making since the severe sell-off that took place last week. We're already seeing it come back into the 190 range, 195 range. And so it's making a significant recovery here. There's a lot of people that are very bullish on Matic and Poly. So, Milt, did you get your screen fixed? That's the first question.
I think it might be fixed, but I'm just working on a few little things here. But I agree with you. I think what would be great is to have a look in this episode at some point, like Matic, which coins survived this crash the best, which ones are down the most, which ones we think might be the best kind of price to kind of jump in at. That's something that we might want to look at.
Yeah, I want to do that. And I want to hear, I think we should hear, excuse me, I think we should hear from our viewers, which coins are you looking at the most? Which ones are you buying into? If you're buying anything during the dip, let us know. What have you bought? What are you buying? What are you most bullish on? Let us know in the comments and the chat, because we want to take a look at what you guys are doing as well. And if you have a coin or something that you want us to look at, let us know. I mean, all in all, we're obviously still down here, Milt, but we are seeing some recoveries. One of the ecosystems that got hit pretty bad is the DOT ecosystem, and it hasn't yet recovered that well. So I've been making I've been increasing my DOT bag throughout the past week, ever since the big hit. What are we calling it, by the way? Is it the big dip? The big, what should we label it?
I mean, to me, I call it the tsunami.
The tsunami, the bloody tsunami.
You know what? This is what it is, Marv. Okay, I got to talk to the crypto wisers out there, because I know a lot of people are hurting. A lot of people feel the pain of the tsunami. If you're new to crypto, this is how I think about it, and this is going to lead me to the next big conversation we need to have on this episode. Being an investor in crypto is like being an ant in a way. Okay. And you're working away, you're working really hard, you're doing your investments, you got your strategies in place, and you're building. You know, when you watch ants and they're building their little house there, and they're carrying the sand, it's like, it's really heavy for them, but all of them are working so hard, and they build this nice little, and then some kid comes over and they kick the house over, or some water spills on it and the whole thing falls down. That's like these crypto tsunamis. You do all your work, put all your work in, you got everything in place, but you cannot really avoid getting hit by the tsunamis. And these happen from time to time, but you can still make great gains in crypto. That's why I'm still here. That's why a lot of people are still in crypto. It's amazing, it's fun, it's the future, but you can still really make money even if these tsunamis happen. You just got to accept them as part of the game, in my opinion. So that's why I like to call it the tsunami, because I always think of myself as a little ant, doing my retail investing, trying to make much money as I can in crypto. But I know every once in a while, the crypto market is going to show me who's king. It's going to come, it's going to crash on top of my little anthill that I've been building. And that leads me to what I want to talk to you about, Marv. Hopefully my screen is working, because I found this thread on Twitter. I think this is a really interesting thread. No, that's the wrong screen there. Why isn't it working, Marv?
Didn't you buy a new computer recently?
Yeah, I bought a new computer. Okay, go back to your screen. I'll try to do it again.
Yeah. Well, I like your little analogy.
Go to Twitter.
Yeah.
Did you like the analogy? Yeah, let me know.
The analogy is great. And I do want to say one other thing. Well, play with your damn book there. I don't know what's going on. One more thing, though, that I think is important, and I want to ask everybody here. In the last week, after the tsunami came, right, the big dip, the tsunami, as Milton's calling it, how many of you lost sleep, number one? Because I know I lost a lot of sleep. But more importantly than a lack of sleep, how many of you over the past week since the tsunami have taken a break, have walked away, disconnected, maybe just for a minute, maybe for a few hours, or maybe for a day or two. Because I think at these times, when it's, honestly, it's a tsunami, there is some PTSD that happens, Milt. There's a little PTSD.
Yeah. I mean,
that takes
I
place.
took yesterday off. And
well, I think you took 2 days off. I think you took 2 days off.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of true. I did kind of think.
I'm envious of
and
you.
You told me, yeah, you said, where are you? Where? I was like, I gotta walk away. I need a couple of days off. And I missed out on some good deals, to be honest. But
yesterday was a bullish day. But I think it's important, Milt, for everybody, I think it's important too, to take a step back sometimes, to gather themselves, go meditate, go for a massage, go for a run, go to the gym, whatever you do. Just disconnect for a little bit, and then bring yourself back down to a calmer state, and then rejoin the group. Get back in here.
Very true. Okay, let's see if this is going to work. I don't know if it's going to work. It's not actually moving. Marv, this is terrible.
Okay, what do you want me to look for?
If you want to bring up this is the thread. It's at 2, Popper. And he's got a great thread here. He's pinned it on his, and it's all about market manipulation. And I know this is something you and I talk a lot about. And this is also kind of goes in line with us just being ants about the tsunamis. But does that mean that you shouldn't be in crypto? And so let's just read this thread out here. You might as well, if you have it there, read out his pinned tweet.
Some inside info on FUD and effing with markets by someone who's had blood on their hands many times before. This is going to be decently detailed, so sit down and take your time. I'll also add some proof as I dig through some old drives without boxing any clients off. So this is the thread you want us to see?
Yeah. You can skip the, because he goes through his background. You can skip that. So go one down here in all, the second one down in 2016.
In 2016, YOLO'd into crypto by launching a full-service company covering legal and regulatory solidity development, pumping out those shit coins you all love, marketing and PR, pumping your bags to the moon, OTC for the rest of the smart money to exit with minimal wreckage. In all, we serviced 50 clients, mostly vanilla ERC-20s, but also some early ERC-721s, NFTs, as the kids call them. Back then, we were using them to build stuff like SKRs for physical gold for private banks in Hong Kong, CHMC. We also did a lot of sediment management for OTC desks. So, say you're a fund wanting exposure to BTC, but think you missed the optimal entry. If only there was a dip you could enter in. Cue us. What flavor of dip would Sir prefer this morning? Flash crash? Liquidity hunt? Excellent choice. The end of the bull market it is. So we're going to crash the markets to allow you to scoop up cheap stats. Step 1, the groundwork. We pay several low-tier media outlets to publish bearish news, but not promote it on their channels. It just sits there for now. Step 2, pay several contributors to Bloomberg, Forbes, etc. to publish hot takes on the story citing the article. It's as easy as the starving writer meme is real. They're desperate for fresh content. Or C, compensation is tied to the amount of traffic their stories generate. And he's got some stats here, Milt.
Yeah, this is what he paid. This is, I guess, he's claiming this is a spreadsheet with all the money that he paid to news outlets back in the day in 2016 to manipulate the market however he wanted. Yeah.
Yeah. And well, it's amazing. I mean, listen, I believe it, but $2,500 would be on Bitcoin.com. That won't get you one word these days. I'm amazed. I know. I'm sorry, 2016. I'm just amazed to see the pricing difference in adverts in crypto itself. So now the content is what? Do you want to keep going?
No, keep going.
Yeah. So now the content is on some low tier news sites and a few tier ones. This is where you break out the Rolodex and ping every pastry tech writer you ever bought drinks for at a conference and FOMO them in. You're missing the story, dude. It's on routers too. You need to publish now. Story is gaining momentum and it hits the PR wires. It's on all sites from News BTC to routers. Reuters. So it's obviously legit. Time to break out the CT influencers. These guys all tweet out the story or variants of it with keywords, sentiment, algos, picks such as. It's now time to tie it all together by initiating the dump via our algo. This is the opposite of the standard OTC algo in that it looks for the thinnest books on exchanges which compromise future prices indexes, Kraken, Gemini, etc., and market dumps on them. Retail sees the dump, rush to Twitter to find that CT is engrossed in this news story. They panic as algos start to dump and liquidations begin. Retail sells, cascading SLs and licks. Liquidations finish the job and drive price to your orders. We dump on any rally to keep momentum high. Bingo.
There you go. So, yeah. So if people didn't understand, it was a long thread, but you did a great job there, Marv.
That was a very long thread. But it makes a lot of sense.
Manipulation. Okay, this guy is basically outing the market manipulation that goes on. And we all know it goes on. Okay. And if you got to accept, if you're going to be a retail crypto investor, you got to accept you're the ant. I'm the ant. Marv's the ant. We're all the ants. And there's this manipulation going on. Trust me. That flash crash, that tsunami that we just went through, that was aided and abetted by some of the big players in the space, whether that be exchanges, whether that be big institutions that want to come in. And it's easy right now. It's easy to manipulate the crypto market. You got to be aware of it. You got to accept it. And that's why you got to be so diligent, so disciplined in your investment strategy so that you can weather those tsunamis and still make money, knowing that at any given moment, the tsunami can come and you really can't do anything about it.
Yeah. And sadly, and you and I had this conversation, sadly, I think it's even bigger than that these days. I think the exchanges are heavily involved in some of the market manipulation. I think they're taking big risks by allowing that to take place, but the amount of money available, especially in these futures contracts, and the amount of slippage that happens during these massive sell-offs is huge. And so liquidity providers and exchanges, they're all participating in this. But the thing is, Milton, it actually brings me hope, because if manipulation is true, which I think it is, and I think everyone would agree, right? If it's true, and we just got manipulated in the big tsunami, which it caused, then the bull's not over. I mean, that if that was purely manipulation, the bull's not over.
I agree. I don't think it's over, because I think it was definitely partly manipulation. And like this guy explains in his thread, basically the manipulation happens and then you see retailers panic and sell. So they know how to hit the right button so the dominoes fall.
Absolutely.
Now, it was also, for me, it was kind of a regular market correction. We were due for a correction. Nothing goes up forever. If you look at the Bitcoin monthly chart,
yeah,
I mean, it's kind of, you could see that it needed a correction.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
The RSI was as high as it was, that it's ever been. So, like, look at all those green candles on the monthly, and you're telling me that when you go 6 months, huge green candles, that the odds are that we aren't going to correct. Now, did we need to correct this much, or was this the natural correction that we would have seen without the manipulation? I don't think so. I think we would have seen normal correction. And what happens, there were so many people so highly leveraged that it was it was advantageous for the exchanges, or whoever wanted to manipulate the market to liquidate everyone, and that creates the panic sell. So I agree. I don't think this is the end of the bull. I just don't. From a fundamental perspective, there's too much great things going on. There's too much great fundamental news coming in on a daily basis.
Yeah. Listen, I think anyone that says the bull is over hasn't been in crypto that long. That's my opinion, because there's no indicators outside of what we just saw last week that would scare everyone into thinking the bull is completely done. We do have a super chat here. Thank you so much, Mark. What's that? What's his last name there? Inez? Mark Inez?
Enes.
Enes. Thank you for supporting the channel, buddy. Thanks for the super chat. Thanks, Cryptowise, for all your intelligent insights. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Mark. We appreciate you, and hope you're in our Telegram group. Would love to chat with you. We've got a lot of you in here. Please do us a huge favor. Smash that like button, guys. We need to get those likes up. With 36 likes, I mean, it's just not enough. So please do us a huge favor. Smash the like button. If you're on your phone, simply close the chat and smash the like and open the chat again. The Cryptoverse, what is up? Sky Jumper, how you doing? How you doing? George, Yuri, oh, wow. Lots of people joining the chat. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, Milt, I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. I think there's a lot still to happen this year. I'm feeling a lot better after last week, to be honest with you.
We're in this market right now. I'm not saying that we can't go lower. Of course we could, but is this kind of, everyone likes to talk in the cycles and wants to like be the first person to say, this cycle's over. Told you this cycle's over. We're in the next cycle. Personally, I've said this. I went on a long rant on one of our last live shows saying, I don't think this cycle's happening in the same way that the other cycles have. Too much stuff is different. And we need to create a bubble to burst. Now, you can dissect the market in pieces, I think. So Binance Smart Chain, say, all the farming that we were doing on Binance Smart Chain. I still have a lot of my initial capital in those farming sites. Thankfully, I took enough out that I might not make money on some of them anymore, but I kind of got my initial investment out and it's fine. So was that Binance Smart Chain kind of ecosystem? Was that a bit of a bubble going on? Yeah, I think that was probably a little bit of a bubble. Now, was the whole crypto market a full-on bubble that is going to be the end of the cycle this time? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. You know what's funny? I'm not sure if anyone else in this show can relate, but I'm sure probably every single one of you, if you've told anyone you're in crypto or you're bullish on crypto or if you invest in crypto, there's some people probably in your friends or your family that are skeptical. And the minute we get a dip, the minute anything happens, I always get emails with news articles from family and friends that are the ones on the outside. And I find it absolutely hilarious when those come in. We've got an interesting Milt. Have you received any of those?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got a few of those. The I told you so's.
I told you so. Bitcoin's, look, it crashed. I told you so. Wait a second. Weren't we telling you, buddy? Weren't we telling you to buy it at $3,500? It's at $38,000. Who did you tell? So I don't understand.
My whole fortune has been built through crypto. And they get, because it's down 50%. I'm still up. What are you telling me? I told you so.
I know. I do feel bad for anyone that's, just new to crypto that got in a couple weeks ago and then you witnessed this. I really do feel bad for you. But one thing I will say is stick around. Keep coming back because the times change. And if you put the time in and you invest in the right projects and you do your research properly, there's great times ahead. There's a question here from Kimi Man. How do I say that?
Kimio
Man. What up, my friend? He says, hey guys, any opinions about the Lix delay? Many people seem to be anxious. Well, I was actually in the Lix Telegram group earlier. I've been paying attention to this, Milt, because you were on holiday. I don't know what you were doing, suntanning at the beach or something. I don't know what the hell you were doing, but I was still here paying attention to things, keeping, I was in the driver's seat, making sure we don't crash into any trees. And I was watching Lix because we're super bullish on Lixer. This is a great project that's coming out. Now, they've been ambitious. Yes. They were trying to launch a few days back, and they had to delay their launch a couple of times. Now, I've spoken to the team, Milt. I've been in the Telegram. I was chatting with a lot of the members there. They've been super transparent. They've even listed some of their Telegram members, team members that are the lead devs and junior devs in their Telegram to help answer questions and mitigate any of the concern. I'm not scared at all about this, by the way. This doesn't scare me. I think, number one, they should have delayed it anyway. I think the only mistake they made was, putting a specific timer. I don't know. That was very smart to put a timer. I think that's what threw some people off. But at the end of the day, they're building something really solid, and it's imminent. I mean, it's coming out. Whether it comes out today, tomorrow, the next day, I wouldn't be upset if it came out next week or in 2 weeks from now, when the market has settled down a bit, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and we've talked a lot about Licks on the channel for good reason. I mean, I've talked to, I don't know the team. Just let me put this out here. I don't know the team behind Licks. They're, from all I can tell, they're anonymous. But I have people I know that are well connected who do know who they are, and they say that they've got some of the top devs working on it. That some of the smartest people in crypto are working on it. That's why we're so bullish on it, partly, and we just really like the idea. But it's been interesting, Marv, because I've talked to a lot of teams over the last couple of days. I didn't talk to anyone from Licks, but talking to teams that were going to or have planned launches either this week or had it late last week. And it's a decision a lot of them had to make. Do you just go ahead with your launch, knowing that the whole market is panicked, knowing that people have just lost a ton of money, that you're not going to get the attention that you would normally do in a bullish market? And some projects, I agree with the Licks philosophy, and other projects that did this that said, whoa, we're going to wait. I don't want to launch in this kind of market. It's too risky, and other ones are moving forward with their launch. It's really up to the team. It's up to the project. But any project that delayed at this moment after the crash we just saw, I think that's more of a strategic move than it says about anything about them not being ready or anything like that.
Well, I think with Licks, they haven't delayed their launch because they're obviously the token's already out, but they've delayed because they did some testing, they're getting audited, and they're getting feedback, and they want to make sure before they open those liquidity pools that they're 100%, right? The last thing they want is for people to put liquidity in and have any holes or gaps in those contracts. And so I think what they're doing is smart. Now, at $6.50, I've actually bought some more, full disclosure. I've been building my bag on these dips. If you watch it, you'll see that it goes up and down from $6 to $10, $6 to $9 over the last week. Or last few days. These charts aren't that accurate, but you can see some big spikes up and down. So I haven't really seen it much lower than this. If we look back at it in an hour, it's probably at $8 or $9. So there's some good buying opportunities in my opinion. And I think, I think what they're doing is right. People, if I thought, now I don't know the team personally either, but I talk to them a lot on Telegram. And like you, Milt, I've heard a lot of good things about who's behind it. But at the same time, if they were a rug pull, which some people are scared of, they would have just launched those liquidity pools and hoped everyone put some cash in and taken it. That's not the case at all. It's complete opposite. So I'm not worried about it.
No, yeah, I'm not worried about that one either. I do think that there were a couple major rug pulls in the market since last we were on air that we might want to mention. I know that, I don't know, did you see this one, Marv? You and I hadn't talked about this, but DeFi 100.
I heard about it. I didn't see it. I heard about it. Do you have it there? I got your screen. Is your screen frozen again?
Yeah, it's frozen again.
No, there we go. There we go.
Oh, okay, but it's not. Yeah, see, but I'm scrolling and it's not moving. So it's on the right article. Oh, okay, it's just slow. Anyway, yeah, this was another. I didn't have any of DeFi 100, so I'm not sure exactly what happened. I just kind of read the articles, but apparently they even put on the website that they had scammed everyone, and there's nothing they could do about it.
Come on,
scammed you guys.
They did not.
Yeah. Well, that was what was going on. I only know from these articles, so I never actually saw.
Oh, there it is, right there. Yeah, we scammed you guys, and you can't do shit about it. We scammed you and you can't do shit about it. Thanks for all your money. Well, that's scary. I mean, this is the shit that pisses me off, Milt. And I know that there's so much of it. And that's why I think it's so critical for people that are new to the space to do a ton of research and don't just FOMO into crap. Don't FOMO into crap. You got to research it. Yeah. And
I mean, we are very serious. When you say do your own research, and it's good to bring these things up. I really, I feel bad for anyone who was in this. If this was a real scam and this is all true, I feel so bad when this happens, but it's a good reminder to the rest of us, be diligent. These things happen and they happen, and the more crypto becomes mainstream, the more people, more money is locked into crypto, all this stuff that's all good for crypto, all the bad comes with it. And it's just, you just got to be extra careful out there.
Yeah, you do. Now, smash those likes, guys. Let's get those likes up. Thank you all so much for being here with us. I know it makes Milton really happy when he sees those likes go up. So do us a huge favor, smash those likes. If you have any questions, super chats are open. We are going to close this show pretty soon. So if you have a burning desire to ask us, ask away. Super chats are open, and we'll keep an eye out there for you.
I wanted to bring up, Marv, but I'm going to need you to do it for me here. So if we bring up CoinGecko,
keeping an eye on the market because I'm making a play on BNB. I know everyone told me stay away from this crap, but I got to play on BNB, so I just had to check it. Okay, I just had to check it. You know, I got a lot of things going on here, Milt. Sorry. Anyways, CoinGecko, back at it.
Okay, I just want to throw out here. So Football Mentor says that their website was hacked. So yeah, I just want to throw out. I don't actually know what happened there at the DeFi 100. It was just something I read the articles like everyone else, but I think there might be more to the story than was in those articles. So let's go to CoinGecko here. Go to the 7-day and let's arrange it by kind of who lost the most in the 7-day. This will just be the top 100 here.
Yeah. So Luna.
So we got Luna minus 55%.
Phantom.
Phantom. Some of the biggest names. I mean,
Solana,
I don't know. Like
Avalanche. Well, Polkadot's up there, down 46% still. Kusama, 45%. Waves, 44%. IOTA, down 43%. Zcash, UMA, Aave down 42%. Now, Melt, I got to be honest. I'm thinking of making a play into Aave here. It's still down considerably. It's got...
Yeah, I'm looking at a few of these names here, and what I'm going to do is kind of tiptoe in, because I don't want to miss these if this is the bottom, I don't want to miss the prices, but I also am going to be prepared for the fact that it might keep going down. Now, I bought a lot. I tried to catch a lot of falling knives last week. Okay, as the market was crashing, I kept trying to buy more. So now I got to be a bit more careful because of most of my stable coins I've used. But I think I'm going to dip my toe into some, like you're looking at Aave. I'm looking at a couple of these bigger ones, and that's going to be, I think, my strategy. Get in a little bit at this price.
Well, here's what I think.
Around this price, around this entry, but I'm not going all in right now. I do want to prepare for if there's some more downside.
Yeah, so do I. But here's the thing, and I think this is what's likely going to start happening as things settle down, if they settle down, which I think they will. You're going to start to see some market confidence come back likely, and you're going to start to see certain ecosystems and projects really pump. Like Matic is pumping hard today, But
Matic is an outlier right now. Okay, Matic really has.
Yeah, and let's scroll down. This actually so is Rune. Rune had a good day, I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah. What do you want me to scroll down?
Yeah. Well, I want to scroll down because this is something I wanted to talk to some. If you're new to crypto and this is kind of your first crash that you've experienced, if you go down to this list, okay, I think there'll be a bunch here at the bottom that did okay, and Matic will be one of them probably. But near the bottom of the list with a lot of these stable coins will be Celsius Network, the Cell token.
Oh yeah, of course. I love Cell. I absolutely love Cell. And Cell was almost, what's funny there, Melt? Cell was like a stable coin. I mean, that thing is strong. Sorry, I missed it. It's 48. Yeah.
Well, that's okay. That's why I'm bringing it up. But like, it lost almost nothing in the last 7 days.
Almost nothing.
It's down a little bit now recently. And I wanted to bring this up because you and I talk a lot about the yield farming as a great way to get, get a return on your crypto. But if people are looking for a safer choice, if you don't want to get into all the DeFi farming and all that kind of more advanced stuff, if you're new to crypto and you just want a safe choice to be like, look, I just want to get a bit of return on my crypto, get a bit of yield in my crypto. To me, the number one choice, and I don't even think it's close, is Celsius. Celsius Network. I've been in this for months. I've been in this for years, actually. I was one of the early Cell adopters. Yeah, look at that chart. Bring that chart up because it is almost like a stable coin. Now, it had a huge pump last year. Last year was the year of Celsius.
Yeah.
And
for the record, guys, Milton was one of the first ever users of Celsius. He even flew to New York to chat with the developers and the CEO at the time. when Cell was nothing. It was less than a penny.
Yeah.
And he called
Cell
me
had an,
and he calls
yeah,
me
the
and
Cell-
he says, Marv, this Celsius is amazing. These guys are amazing. We need to make a move and grab some Cell and focus on this. And I said, Milt, what the hell are you talking about, man? First of all, we were in the middle of the deepest bear cycle, and it was depressing. And you were bullish on Cell back here at less than a penny. And here we are.
I loved it from day one. And Marv, let me tell you about this trip to New York. So I'm in New York, and I go to meet with the team at Celsius. They were great. Is it Alex, the CEO of Celsius?
Yeah, I think his name's Alex.
Blanking on his name. But I met with the CEO. I met actually with also the COO. They were moving. They had a Manhattan office. Okay, this is in the middle of crypto winter. Everything is down. Now, I think the Cell token, maybe it hadn't been released yet. Maybe it had been, but I think it maybe had been. Everything is down. They're moving. They're literally moving. I'm in their office in Manhattan. They're literally moving to New Jersey. It was the last day in the office in Manhattan, and I'm looking around going, I don't know. Am I going to bet on these guys? Because this is scary. They're moving to New Jersey.
Why are they going to Jersey? It's cheaper rent.
Look, it was a bear market.
I know.
Yeah, it was cheaper rent and everything. But I looked them straight in the eye. I said, guys, are you going to survive this? This is bad. And he laid out his plan. He told me his plan. I had been using the app already. I loved it. And they convinced me. I saw that they were just going to go through. And now I didn't expect this kind of success, because they've been one of the better projects in crypto. But I like it. Okay, and our referral code is in the description of our video. If you want to sign up, if you're not signed up to Celsius yet, you really should. They just launched their web, and this is not a sponsored post. I know it sounds like one.
No, I know. It's not.
I wish that they would sponsor this channel, because I love them so much. But we do have the referral code in our if you don't have the app yet. And I just think this is, if you don't want to get into the advanced farming and yield stuff, I do both. But watching Celsius this week just kind of like shrug at the market. The whole market is crashing. All altcoins are crashing, and Celsius is just like, I don't care.
Yeah, that's because they've got an amazing product. Their user base is growing dramatically, and most of it is locked in or staked. And so like you, Milt, I use Celsius personally. I've got the majority of my BTC and ETH in Celsius. Yes, there's other places to farm it, but I also like the protection. I feel safe when it's in Cell. So I use it. And the other thing that is that I tried, and I think you tried too, to take a loan just for fun to see how it all worked. The interest rate was super low, like super low.
1% I got on mine. Yeah, I loved it. I loved the whole experience of it.
And took that and invested it months and months ago, made money, made a way better return, and then brought it back and paid off the $60 interest on the 20K loan or whatever it was. And there's a lot of people talking about it now. They're saying, Milt, they're saying, is now a good time to take? Now, this is controversial. Is now a good time, if this is, and the question I guess comes down to if that tsunami was our new bottom here, then it would make sense that now would be a good time if you want to hold on to things like BTC and ETH and you're long term on those, to lean on them a bit and take some of that money to buy the dip. Now, there's tons of risk involved. I'm not recommending it necessarily. I would suggest that you're an advanced, experienced person.
Yeah, exactly. I would only recommend that to the very advanced. But I do have friends, and I have people who are very
You have friends? You have friends?
Well, I've got a friend. They're not really friends. You're right. They're not my friends, but they are crypto investors, very advanced crypto investors. And yeah, they're taking loans right now on their Celsius because they can get great rates, because you have to over collateralize your loan. So the thing is, if you have a bunch of Bitcoin in Celsius or ETH, you have to put up 4 to 1 to get the 1%. You got to put up 4 times the amount of Bitcoin than you will be able to borrow. But the thing is, if Bitcoin goes down a bunch, you're gonna have to re-collateralize. So the theory behind taking a loan now from Celsius is that if Bitcoin is going up from here, where you will have to re-collateralize will be so low because it will be based on this 37,000 price. So even if we get up to 47 or whatever, you just don't have to worry about having to recollateralize. So I know that's a lot of jargon for people who don't do it, but I do know a lot of advanced investors doing that right now.
Yeah, no, me too. And like you said, Milt, they're not a sponsor of the channel, but we do really like their product. If Celsius is watching, give us a shout because we'd love you to sponsor the channel. But there is a referral.
I did do
you did a video on them way back, right?
Yeah. So I did do a full video on Celsius a while back. You can watch that if you haven't already. And yeah, as we said, our referral link for Celsius is in the description of this video. If you sign up with that link, the reason we could bring it up, if you sign up with that link, you'll get a bit of free crypto, and so will we. But more importantly, you will. So that's the reason to use that link.
This next few days is going to be absolutely critical to see what happens with Bitcoin and the rest of the market, of course. I'm just looking at the BTC chart here right now. Now, this is on the 1 minute, but it's looking pretty bullish. It is, it's interesting to see. What the nighttime kind of scares me these days because, with all the FUD that's coming out of Asia, I don't know what's going on. So I get a bit scared in the night, but I am seeing some bullish momentum. A lot of the indicators are lighting up. And when I'm looking at things like Litecoin, Litecoin had a huge buy indicator. I don't see, it's back here because I'm on the 1 minute. If I go to the 45, some massive buy indicators going on down here. For those that don't know, I use a number of indicators. And I've recently subscribed also to Market Cipher as one of them that I use on TradingView, and their stuff's been awesome. You can see these indicators here for buying, and look at what happened. It's been on an upward trend. The same for BNB. There were some really strong indicators, and you can actually watch with some of their indicators. You can watch the money flow, and so down here, this red, this is money outflow. Green is money inflow, and so you can see in that just after those indicators, right about here, we saw massive movements, and so. Things are looking pretty bullish right now, to be honest. I mean, when I say bullish, I mean positive. I shouldn't say bullish, but the last few hours have been positive. The last 24 hours have been relatively positive. I know today was kind of, flat or low, but all in all, Milt, it's going to be really important to see what happens next in the coming hours and coming days for Bitcoin, Ether, and the rest of the blue chips. The alts, to me, will follow, right? So like if Bitcoin's able to stabilize, if we can get over 40K and get in that 42, 43 range and stay there for a bit, then we've got a great chance at turning this around and having a lot more market confidence, And then, historically, what we would see would be the alts to follow.
Yeah, and I think they will. I mean, I'm bullish as well, like you are. I think, but I'm okay if we go through some consolidation here in this area. Let's build up some strength.
Well, we are.
That's
what's happening.
Yeah, that's what I like to see. So I'm okay if this just continues. I'm not expecting to go back to where we were before the tsunami, immediately. And I actually think it's better for the long-term health of the market if we take our time, build up a lot of support in this area, and then move up. I do think it's going to be a while. And my personal opinion is it's going to be a little while. I think the blue chippers will move. The the better alts will follow. Then you'll get some kind of the hype alts following and all that kind of stuff. But to get back to where we were, which was like all systems go, everyone partying, us dancing, dancing to the moon kind of thing, which we saw, on kind of Binance Smart Chain, all that kind of stuff. I think it's going to be a little while before we get back there.
Yeah. So, and here's the thing. So right now, I think for anybody that's, new or relatively new to crypto, when people say do your own research, part of it is just a disclaimer to say I'm not responsible for anything that I tell you, which, by the way, Milton and I are not responsible for anything we tell you. It's not financial advice. Read the disclaimer below. But at the same time, I think this is a critical time for you if you're new to this or even relatively new, to dive deeper than you've ever dove before in terms of doing research. And there's a lot of amazing tools, Milt, out there that people should be using. 100% I think people should be using. This is one of them. This is more complex, using things like Market Cipher and TradingView, but I think people should learn it. I mean, look, you can take video tutorials for free online anywhere and start learning these things. But another tool that Milton and I have been using for a long time is Token Metrics. Some of you have probably heard of it. But listen, if you haven't already, you should 100% subscribe to Token Metrics, and you should be using their systems. They've got a ton of analysis. They basically do the research for you on over 100 of the top coins and more, predictions, et cetera, And this Token Metrics has been critical for me over the last year in terms of market research, and it's part of my tool bag, my toolbox, in terms of what I've been using on a day-to-day basis as a resource to look at the predictions for the day or the long-term predictions, to look at the specific projects, because what they do, and I think on another show we should show people how we use it, but basically they break down projects, they do a technical analysis, they rate it all the way through, and so it's super interesting stuff. There's a referral link for Token Metrics in this video below, and there's they do have trial memberships, I believe, as well. And the free trials might be done. I'm not 100% sure. But nonetheless, I think it's $5. I think it's $5 to sign up for a trial right now. So I would, anyways, Melt, I would highly recommend people try this out, because right now you have the time, as the market's kind of settling a bit. Now you have the time to learn and utilize some of these great resources.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, if you came into crypto because the hype cycle was coming, and it was like you can't lose money,
sorry,
everything's going to be great forever, and then you just experienced your first tsunami or crash or dip, whatever you want to call it. Now I do agree with you, Marv. This is a great time to be like, okay, I'm here, I'm in crypto, time to learn as much as I can. And I agree with you. I think Token Metrics is a great tool. I've been using it for a long time. Ian Bellina, who is on the screen there on that video, he's someone that he's been.
Well, I know Ian. I was one of Ian's first ever YouTube followers. And
I know you the last cycle
back in 2017. Ian and we did a lot back then. Yeah, we did. I mean, I participated on a lot of pre-sales with him, private seeds. He was doing a lot of ICO research. I mean, he was working for IBM at the time, and then he decided to quit, go full-time crypto, which a lot of people have. And so, yeah, Mike, I'm seeing Mike saying their CEO said the end for Bitcoin is coming. Well, he did make that statement, but that's not what he meant. What he's really referring to is his belief that Ether is going to overtake Bitcoin. And that doesn't mean that Bitcoin's coming to an end by any means. It's very possible that Ether, in this cycle or in the future, overtakes Bitcoin in terms of value. That's possible for that to happen. Melts, wouldn't you agree? I mean, it doesn't take away from Bitcoin being the largest store of value in cryptocurrency.
No, I don't think. Yeah, for me, it doesn't. If the flippening happens, if it's ETH, I'd put my money on a dark horse of Polkadot. Not this cycle.
Polkadot. Yeah, I agree.
Not this cycle, but maybe next cycle. But yeah, to me, that doesn't take away from Bitcoin. It's more of a plus for things like DeFi and NFTs and stuff. That there's certainly more utility in something like an Ethereum protocol or a Polkadot protocol than there is in Bitcoin. We're so used to Bitcoin being the top of the mountain that it would be weird to see it.
Yeah,
and because a lot of people ask, well, if the flippening happens, is Bitcoin an altcoin? that's going to be a mind,
Well, I can tell you right now, I know Ian, and he's got BTC in his portfolio, so it's not that, but he is very bullish on Ether, has been for a long time. And to be honest, to give him credit, I mean, Matic, he flew to India and met those guys, and they won a small competition a few years back. And he's made some really big calls on up and coming projects. So, I take I don't take everything that anyone says with concrete boots on, but he's made some big calls, and I do think Ether's got a huge future, and that's why I've got a lot of it. The singing bowl guy, sorry, He's asking about the Celsius referral code. I'm not sure, Melt. Is it in the, I think it's in the video. Is it working? Is something wrong with it? I'm not sure. Maybe take a look at that for
I can
me.
take a look at it after we're off air. I'll take a look.
Thank you,
sure that
thank
link
you,
is working.
singing bull guy. That means a lot to use our code. It definitely helps the channel. For all of you guys, please do us a huge favor. Smash the like button. Smash, smash, smash it. We got a couple thumbs downs. I don't know why. I don't know why we get the thumbs downs, but we got a couple.
Well, it could have been for a lot of different reasons, Marv.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay. You know what? I'm going to let the thumbs down people today off the hook because I feel like
There's some sadness going on.
there's some sadness. The market is down, but also, we got to be able to take criticism here, Marv. Okay. Next, I'm going to try. It's going to make me try harder next live show.
I don't take criticism well. I don't take it well.
I'm going to work hard. Next live show, I'm going to get those thumbs down to one. I'm going to try to cut it in half to only one thumbs down.
You know what I think?
That's my goal.
I think it's a fat finger. I think they're on their phone and their fingers are fat and they meant to do a thumbs up. Personally, that's my opinion, not financial advice. Just saying.
I like that. I like that theory.
Yeah, fat finger.
I don't know. I don't know what that says about our cryptowisers out there, how big their fingers are, though.
Well, it means that they're so focused on crypto, they haven't left their computer in weeks, months, years. Okay. That I highly recommend you guys take a shower. It's really good for your health and it will help in your crypto trading. Just saying, sticky fat fingers. I agree, Audrey. And so, yeah, anyways, lots going on, guys. We've got more coming up on the channel. We will be live again on Thursday. We also have a number of interviews coming up, Milty. Next week, we've got the CEO of Kylan Network coming on to our channel, Cryptowise.
One of our faves. Guys, this is big time, okay? Cryptowise is hitting up the big time because we're going to start getting some good interviews here. I want to know from Cryptowisers, who do you want us to interview on our channel? Now that we're going to be doing interviews, of course, we had to start with Kylan because...
Yeah,
we love Kylan.
Love Kylan too. I mean, it's been shit in the bed. I mean, it got hurt.
Well, yeah,
bad.
let's be honest.
It got hurt.
I have a big. Everyone who watches this channel knows I have a big fat bag of Kylan, and it's worth way less than it was worth last week.
I know,
but it doesn't. This is the thing. Okay, if you believe in a project, you believe in the fundamentals, you believe in the team, you can't worry about price. Okay, I didn't buy Kylan to sell it today. Okay?
No,
I didn't invest in a project that hasn't even launched yet to worry about what the price is before they even launch.
I'm averaging down on Kylan because I also have a big bag on it and it's so low I had to average down. But this is a project I'm going to probably be in, Milt, I think you too, for the next couple of years. This is not like a quick flip for us. I think within this cycle, as soon as the DOT ecosystem really heats up, we saw it just starting to heat up before the tsunami came, and that was just a tease, guys. That was just a tease. The Polkadot ecosystem has a massive...
Yeah, that was a tease. We did bring up a trigger here for Audrey because he lost a lot of... I don't know if it's a man or a woman, but they lost a lot of money in Kylan. But all I can say is, Audrey, so have I. Okay, right now.
No.
I haven't lost...
Can I correct you guys? Can I correct you?
I'm saying you only lose when you sell, and I'm not selling, so...
You're not selling. And these guys, they have so much going on. They're not going anywhere. There's a ton of other projects that scare the shit out of me in the market right now, that if this bearish cycle, if this bearish week continues and things continue, this is going to cleanse. This is going to be a purge. There's going to be a ton of projects, the shittiest of them, or in some case, not shitty, some case, great ideas that are underfunded, guys, that are underfunded, that couldn't get more funding or couldn't get the traction because of bad times, that you're going to see go away. Kylan is not one of them, in my opinion. And Dylan, I've had a few conversations with. He's awesome. He's going to be coming on the show next week to talk about all the amazing things that they're doing, good and bad, new partnerships, and when Kylan's gonna make it next. I mean, they've got so much going on, so I'm excited to have them on. We're also working on bringing on. I know we're working on a number of interviews for you guys, but we're working on bringing on a TA onto the channel, or multiple TAs, to do some more in-depth market analysis. And so
look, I got to bring this comment. We got to talk about this comment because maybe. Okay, so the singing bowl guy. I'm starting to really like this singing bowl guy.
He says Gavin Wood.
Well, I threw out the question, who do you want us to interview on the channel? Gavin Wood would be my number one. Okay, so if Cryptowisers out there We need to, okay, now we really need to build our Cryptowise base to put pressure. If you are out there, if you have any connection to Gavin Wood or just on mass, Cryptowisers need to be talking to Gavin Wood, shouting out that you want him to come on Cryptowise. That would be, Gavin Wood would be my number one. You guys know how much I love Polkadot. For me to be able to interview Gavin Wood, are you kidding? That would be the pinnacle for me.
Gavin would be amazing. Here, let me shoot him a message. I'll shoot him a message, and we'll see if we can get him on the channel. But yeah, if anyone knows Gavin, well, even if you don't know him, go spread the love.
Great interview with Gavin today, by the way. Consensus, they did an interview. He had an interview as part of Consensus today on CoinDesk, I believe, and it's a great interview. If you haven't watched it, go for it.
I haven't.
Johnny Reed saying Mr. Wonderful. He'd be good also.
Mr. Wonderful would be fun. Yeah, I think, Mr. Wonderful is finally getting some bags in crypto after all the shit talking he had against cryptocurrency. But he wants to hedge inflation, and he thinks that crypto is not a bad move. Maybe Mr. Cuban's been chatting him up. Maybe he convinced him. Milt?
We also need to ask our Cryptowisers, what are Audrey especially, and people like Audrey who are investors in Kylan, what do you want us to ask Dylan? And give us some questions. And obviously, when we do the interview with him, we want to be asking the questions that you guys have for him as well. So send those our way as well.
He said, ask Dylan to get Gavin on. So we could do that. We could talk to Dylan and see if he can get Gavin on. But listen, guys, if there are projects that you want us to connect with, feel free, put us in touch. If we don't already know them, or let us know, and we can always try to get some AMAs going, get them on the channel for some interviews, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Because Cryptowise is growing, Milt. It is growing slowly but surely. We are the hidden gems of all gems. We are the 100X, Milt.
We sure are, Marv. I agree with you 100%.
We sure are. It's been a good show. It's been a good show. I'm really interested to see what happens next. I hope everyone's paying attention to the charts over the next few minutes, hours, and days. Crypto doesn't sleep, nor do we. As always, Milt, it's been a blast, my friend, and thank you everyone here. If you haven't smashed the like, please do so. This video will be posted. For those of you that haven't had a chance to watch it in full, you may rewind. And of course, as mentioned, we've got those referral links for Celsius, as Milty was talking about, and Token Metrics, which I think all of you guys, honestly, regardless of the referral, I think all of you guys should check it out. But if you're feeling kind, use the referral link. And Milt, it's been real, my friend.
Thanks again, Marv.
Thank you all so much. We will be back on Thursday. Stay tuned.